At around 4:30 a.m. on September 30th, 2023, during the Mid-Autumn Festival, a serious car accident occurred at the intersection of Route 108 and Route 520 in Bellevue, Washington. A white Porsche 911 was badly damaged, with its roof flattened and white smoke billowing from the bottom, ready to burst into flames. Rescuers found a female driver and a male passenger in the car. The male passenger died at the scene, and the female driver was injured and taken to the hospital. After investigation, the accident was a tragedy caused by drunk driving and speeding, and the subsequent escape behavior of the female driver, so that the incident continued to ferment, causing widespread concern and controversy. The woman in the accident was Yi Ting, 26, a programmer for Apple and an internet celebrity. The male passenger is Liu Yubao, 27, a TikTok engineer. According to police investigation, at around 3:44 a.m. on September 30th, Yi Ting was driving a 2020 white Porsche 911 with Liu Yubao in the car. Yi Ting was driving at more than 90 miles, nearly 145 kilometers per hour, on National Highway 108, well above the local speed limit of 30 miles, 48 kilometers per hour. When entering the 520 National Highway, the vehicle lost control and collided with the roadside concrete barrier, then flipped several times in the air, flew over the reservoir, hit the side of the bridge, and finally overturned on the green belt next to the highway. When firefighter Andrew was dealing with Yi Ting's injuries, he smelled a strong smell of alcohol on her breath, which was also confirmed by medical staff Salwaya. Traffic cameras recorded the moment of the accident and condition of the vehicle before entering the accident road, showing that Yi Ting was driving far above the speed limit on several roads. Police determined that the road was dry at the time of the accident, and the vehicle did not collide with other objects before hitting the guardrail, ruling out the impact of weather and road conditions on the accident. Based on these circumstances, the police concluded that there was sufficient evidence for Yi Ting to be suspected of vehicle homicide in violation of RCW 42.61.524. The crime falls into three categories: unintentional death, resulting in the death of others due to negligence, traffic violation, etc., drink or drug driving causing death, reckless driving or ignoring the safety of others causing death, and Yi Ting's actions fit many of them. The Seattle Prosecutor's Office applied to the Washington Superior Court to arrest Yi Ting for traffic homicide on the basis of the police accident identification report. In the summary of the case, it was pointed out that Yi Ting's injuries were too severe for police to question at the scene. Liu Yubao died at the scene, and Yi Ting refused to give police information about her, leading investigators to notify the family only through her workplace. Yi Ting had no traffic or criminal record before the accident and was driving a high-value Porsche. Yi Ting and Liu Yubao are both Chinese nationals living in Seattle for work, and Yi Ting has no local contacts. Prosecutors have asked for Yi to be released on $2 million bail and to surrender her passport, not to drive, and not to leave Washington state without permission. On October 9th, the High Court granted the request and issued an arrest warrant, but when police went to the hospital to execute it, they found that Yi Ting had been discharged and her whereabouts were unknown. News that Yi Ting had fled after driving her boyfriend to death quickly spread on social media, sparking public anger. According to people who claimed to be Liu Yubao's friends, Yi Ting not only refused to provide information about Liu Yubao to the police, but also hid his death from his family and friends, so that Liu's parents did not learn the news for 2 weeks. In addition, Yi Ting still posted on social media after the accident to create the illusion of a peaceful life, while secretly exchanging money in the WeChat group, suspected to prepare for escaping back to China. After successfully returning home, she deleted all her social media pages. However, there are many doubts and twists in the incident. At first, some Indian YouTubers claimed that Yi Ting had died, but this was not confirmed. According to a video of Yi Ting being questioned at the hospital on October 2nd, she was seriously injured, with her right arm covered in bandages, her neck in a neck brace, and a breathing tube in her nose, but she was conscious. During the questioning, Yi Ting asked a lawyer to answer questions on her behalf, and the police failed to ask questions related to the car accident. Given her injuries, it is hard to imagine her leaving the hospital and fleeing the United States anytime soon. But on October 27th, Bellevue police confirmed that Ms. Yi had fled to China and launched an international search. It turns out that someone drove Yi Ting from Seattle to Vancouver, Canada, and then she flew home, and the identity of the person who dropped her off is still being investigated by police. For Yi Ting's escape, the Washington police explained that there are specific procedures for the issuance of arrest warrants, which require the police to make an accident determination, prosecutors to apply, and a court to approve, which takes time. Yi Ting has always refused to cooperate with the investigation, and the police can only unilaterally collect information. The hospital did not notify the police when Yi Ting left because there was no arrest warrant. Moreover, the police did not send a guard because Yi Ting was seriously injured and did not think she could be discharged from a hospital in a short time. Ms. Yi's escape to China has sparked debate about whether she will face legal sanctions. In Washington state, vehicular homicide is a Class A felony, and those without a criminal record can face 6.5 to 8.5 years in prison and a $50,000 fine. In China, causing death by drunk driving is a traffic crime punishable by up to 3 years in prison. Since China and the United States do not have an extradition treaty, it is uncertain whether Yi Ting will face legal consequences upon her return. Some netizens believe that her return before the arrest warrant is issued is not a flight, and the United States may not invest a lot of resources to track down. Others believe she may not face legal sanctions in China. At present, The issue of Yiting's legal responsibility after return to China still needs to be interpreted by legal professionals and further development of relevant judicial procedures.